So hi, I'm Chris.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Lolly.
Lolly, nice to meet you.
Antoine.
Antoine, my man.
Hi.
Hey, so what do you think of this message?
I don't agree with it.
How come?
Because it's not up to anyone on what people take.
Well, what if I told you that kids were getting sterilized and turned into lifelong pharmaceutical patients? Would that be okay?
What do you mean by that? That like people who identify as something want to change their their sex?
Yeah, so you have these kids. Today it's mostly girls who want to switch to
Females.
boys. Yeah, today it's mostly females who want to switch to male.
Male. But that's just sex. It's not gender identity.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the whole gender identity thing. I think it's...
How do you feel about people who don't align with female or male?
Well, for me, it's not a belief. It's not something you get to choose. You just are.
Are you religious?
No. A lot of people assume this is about religion. But no, this is just about objective reality. You either are female or male,
No.
and that's that.
That's just sex, though. It's not gender.
I understand. So why don't you tell me what gender means to you?
Gender can mean anything. Anyone can be whoever they want.
Can they?
Yeah.
Well, let's pretend that's true for a second.
Okay.
Okay? Do you think we should block puberty in kids, give them the opposite sex hormones, do surgeries on them?
Yes. If they choose to, 100%.
Do you think a child can consent to sterilizing themselves?
If they choose to change their sex, go on hormone blockers or anything, 100%, because that is their choice, not some white man's.
Now it's about race, is it?
Well,
And
you're a white man.
yeah,
Walking around with a poster.
does that make me a bad guy being a white man?
No, it depends on the situation.
What if I was a black woman with this message? Because pretty much every black woman I talk to agrees with me.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, well, I've been doing this 4.5 years all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah,
What made you decide to come to Vancouver?
I'm actually from South Surrey, so this is my
Oh.
hometown. I come out here quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from Australia.
Oh, wow.
I was there actually suing the government on a freedom of speech issue, and I was out on the streets a bit.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I do this as much as I can, all over the place, having
What
conversations.
has made you decide this? Like, was your kid like, fuck, I want to be transgender?
No, my girls aren't affected by this at all.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
they choose to be girls. Like how
No,
some
it's
people
not
choose to transition.
Well, it's not a choice. They just are girls.
No, they chose to be. If they feel that they're a girl, they're a girl.
Well, in my family, we're firmly in touch with reality, and we don't subscribe to the cult of gender. Because my message is that children are beautiful just as they are. No drugs or scalpels needed. And when you look at the kids who show up to these gender clinics, you'll find that invariably they have other mental health issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you look at the Tavistock in England, which has now been shut down under a left-wing government, 70% of the children had 5 or more coexisting mental health comorbidities.
Oh,
Autism is extremely prevalent. Sexual abuse is very common.
okay.
Other forms of abuse, trauma, personality disorders.
So all those
Their
things
parent-
just make them decide, oh, you know what, I want to trans?
Well, so what you end up with is you have these kids who are struggling in life.
Yes.
And of course they don't want to struggle,
But what if a person
but they're
who
being presented with this idea that the reason for their struggles is because really they were born in the wrong body. And so this
so
miracle
you get
cure,
it. You get it.
so the miracle cure they're presented with is that they need to physically transition.
Okay.
But tell me, how can a child be born in the wrong body?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Ask whoever
But you
created
support
us.
this.
Yes.
So what does it mean to be born in the wrong body?
It means that they knew that they weren't supposed to be who they were assigned at birth. And that's completely okay.
Can they change their mind?
Of course.
What if they've been permanently harmed and now they change their mind?
Permanently harmed?
Well, yeah, these drugs and hormones and surgeries are causing irreversible damage.
Well, That's okay. If they one day wake up and say that they want to change their mind,
It's
that's
okay to
perfectly
cause
fine.
irreversible damage to children?
It doesn't mean that it's going to affect them any longer. If
Well, of
they
course
wanna,
it does. These kids are being
If they
sterilized.
want to be a boy to a girl back to a boy, they can. No one's going to stop them just because maybe...
What if they've had a double mastectomy as a child and then they want to have kids in the future?
Adoption? Foster?
Well, first of all, I said double mastectomy, but you bring up an interesting case because the kids are being sterilized as well, and after 4 or 5 years on testosterone, a lot of these girls have to get hysterectomies. And you think that's okay?
If this is the life they chose, then 100%.
They're kids.
Okay?
This is being started on them when they're 10 years old.
Because they chose to be.
They believe in Santa Claus.
Okay?
So you think it's okay for a child who believes in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus
Did you know?
to sterilize themselves? You think they can
If
consent
they
to that?
chose to, they chose to.
I think it's really sad you have this flippant attitude to permanent harm. Where do you get that from? Why don't you care?
Because I support people and
Support
their
them.
choices.
You support them being irreversibly harmed.
I support anyone.
What about the kids who have suffered this harm and have deep regrets? What do you say to them?
If they regret it, they have the choice to fix it
You can't fix
by
it.
themselves.
It's irreversible
Not because
damage.
of your choice.
You can't just magically get your breasts back.
Okay, well maybe then they're not gonna have fucking titties. Oh well.
And they can't have kids because they're sterilized.
They can still have kids. They can adopt. They can foster. They can do whatever they choose to do.
I see.
Just because they can't biologically have kids
Right.
does not mean that they cannot have kids.
That's a terribly callous approach to life.
I think you have an ex.
What do you think of this? No opinion, eh?
Hey,
Yeah, I just see your stuff on YouTube and I.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, keep up the good work, man.
fucking dumbass.
Normalcy is not normal nowadays.
All right, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just think you're a little crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.
I didn't want to part in the conversation, but
Yeah, it's all right.
just keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, man. Really
yeah.
appreciate you just stopping to say that.
Yeah, it's not a good time. Common sense ain't common though. So
What's that?
I said common sense is not that much common nowadays. So
Yeah,
it's good that at least you have a voice that you are presenting. So
yeah, it seems to be on the. Common sense seems to be trending down, but you know what? I still get support from more than 90% of the population. But these young people, they've been deeply indoctrinated.
yes,
They think their gender is just a choice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad. I hope. I don't know, like speaking out. Even like I'm saying this, kind of not afraid, but in a sense that if I'm doxxed, like that would go-
Honestly, you got
it's-
nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I know, but
All the adults understand.
yes, they do, and like that's the only ray of hope that the voice of the few, that the loudest voice of the few is people are starting to ignore that voice,
Yeah.
so they're just trying to go back to the silence again. Yeah, that's fine. Like, behind closed doors, do whatever you want. Like live and let live. Like, that's the philosophy I follow.
Yeah, live and let live, but let's not harm kids.
Yes.
right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. After adults, like you don't allow them to vote, but you allow them to do anything else. Come on.
Right. They can't drive, drink, get a tattoo,
No.
can't have sex, but they can change sex. Totally crazy.
Yes.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.